Hey guys, I'm Mike Wang, here with expert tips, good coaching.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
An air of confidence to the Suns as they arrived. Oh, God. Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Favors. Then there's Griffin. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Covington in at the 3 slot. And for the Suns, Harrell is out there with Whiteside. Then there's Warren. Then there's Dragic. And it's Middleton in at the 2. Now here's Middleton. Warren, the pass to Middleton. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Griffin. No good from Dragic. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
I tell you, they were drawing a lot of iron from the perimeter. Couldn't get the threes to go down, and really the story of the game.
And, you know, that's a big part of how they attack and win, getting it going from the three-point line. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
Hits it from three-point range. Clark right around the halfway mark, and some players starting to feel a little bit beat up, taking those bumps and bruises. Is it hard to decide which injuries to play through versus the ones that make you sit and miss a game?
You know, I don't think so. If you're a younger player, it may be a little more difficult. But as you've spent time in the league, you know your body. You understand what's an ache and a pain and something you can play with, or an injury that really hampers you. So I think as you mature in the league, it becomes much easier to know what's an injury and what's something that you can work through.
That word tolerance becomes pretty important, doesn't it?
Yeah, and everybody's a little different in that regard, Kevin. Some guys have a high tolerance, others have a low or moderate. But again, it's about knowing your body.
And the jam by Whiteside.
And the presence of Whiteside in the paint, really unreal. He is a dominant figure down low. Great work to grab that second chance opportunity.
Now here's Porzingis. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Orlando.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well. They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
And I respect the craftiness and savvy of Dragic. I mean, when he gets positioned deep inside, he finds a way to score.
Griffin against Dragic. The turnaround. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession. And let's check out a breakdown. Looking at some stats for Dragic.
And he's been very active with his hands. How about the steal numbers this month? He's been really hounding on the defensive side.
Kicks it to Warren. Covington with the steal. We've got 1:28 left in the first quarter of the game. Poked away. Warren with the ball. He picked up 30 points in their last win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Challenging the bigger defender, cutting him down to size with that one.
Well, the size mismatch is no problem for this fella, guys. I mean, how much do you like seeing that aggressiveness from him?
You can talk about the quiet producers in the league. T.J. Warren is one of the first names that come to mind.
The last few seasons, Warren has come close to chipping in 20 points a game. Doesn't do anything flashy, but he just hits his shots and piles up the points on a nightly basis. And checking out the numbers for T.J. Warren, how his last 10 games have gone. He's around 18 points per game, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Now here's Gay. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Orlando. San Antonio again missing. Left side, Warren. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Greg, for the Phoenix Suns, with a franchise-high 9-year playoff drought, there is pressure on this team to find their way out of that long rebuild.
And their moves on draft night, they raised some eyebrows. They've got some young talent, but can new coach Monty Williams turn them into a winner? Long-suffering Suns fans certainly hope so.
They play the clock right, then go 2 for 1.
Just got to time it up right.
Favors finds Griffin. Back to Favors. Gay outside. They need this. Nailed from three-point land. Gay's got 6 points.
Really hard to know how to defend Gay. I mean, he's lethal from mid-range and has the ability to knock down three-pointers.
Griffin against Dragic. Here's Middleton. Can't connect from short range.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
At the end of one, a closely contested game. So Kristaps Porzingis grew up in faraway Latvia.
My older brother, he was a big fan of NBA.
And Greg, that's something different now for foreign players, isn't it? A lot more exposure to the NBA.
And KP, a fan of the culture. You saw him in cornrows as a kid. I think that helped prepare him for the transition.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you look at the energy, the effort defensively, they put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for San Antonio, we've got Robert Covington. Griffin is out there with Rudy Gay. Then there's Favors, and it's Porzingis in at the center position. Outside Warren. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. And Middleton kicks to Dragic. Just 5 on the clock. Phoenix needs to get off a shot. Here's Whiteside. Rebounded by the Spurs. Covington passes to Porzingis. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
And doing much better now in that first quarter, converting less than 30% of their field goal opportunities, bouncing back nicely here in the second.
Dragic dishes to Warren, and it goes out of bounds. That went off Dragic.
And the veteran Goran Dragic still producing late in his career. Not the force he once was, but always a source of playmaking and scoring.
Here's Griffin, and the Spurs scoring again.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Outside Dragic. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter. And that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession. Well, you look at the career of Dragic, Greg, he's always been a scoring point guard.
Yeah, and as Dragic has aged, he has learned to lean more and more on his outside shot. Even when his first step and speed start to falter, he'll find ways to put up points.
Yeah, quick trigger. And from that range, if he senses the defenders have backed off, forget about it.
Porzingis against Dragic. From deep, Gay. Good on the three-point shot. Gay's got the lead up to 6 now for the Spurs.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first.
Griffin against Dragic. A shot missing. Griffin with some nice D. Floats one up, and it's blocked by Whiteside.
And Whiteside takes great pride in rejecting shots. Outstanding at getting his arms up and denying shooters.
Now here's Middleton. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Minnesota.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
Here's Gay. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. And now an 8-point Spurs lead.
That is a shot Gay will never pass up. If he's got the room to get it off, he'll let it fly as soon as he touches it.
Warren the pass to Dragic. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Whiteside kicks to Warren. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Good D by Covington.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Well, they're working the glass, really battling in that area of the game, and that's helped them stake this lead.
Outside Dragic. Middleton on the wing. And he can't stop the run as he misses. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. The game was always within a fairly... And...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Rudy Gay having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, he's just been raining down on them from deep here. You talk about dialed in.
Well, you know, the stroke looks fantastic. Even when he's had a hand in his face, it hasn't affected him at all.
They've got Dragic. Whiteside is out there with Harrell. Then there's Warren, and it's Middleton in at the two-guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Monty Williams.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Dragic misses the layup. Spurs leading by 12.
And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
And it's Dragic bringing up the ball for Phoenix. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Shots good by Middleton.
Oh, I like seeing Middleton stroke it from downtown. That release of his, pure as white-driven snow.
Outside Favors. Covington kicks to Griffin. Pass to Favors. Now Porzingis. A fader. Basket good. Porzingis has got 8 points.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Dragic dishes to Middleton. Good on the bucket. Middleton's got his second basket.
Hard to disrupt or shake Middleton when he's in the zone. I mean, doesn't matter who's guarding him. He's still going to get his shot up and down.
Now here's Griffin. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. And this is what the schedule looks like for the Spurs. On Friday, they'll head home to take on the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Thursday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the New York Knicks.
You know, some might look ahead at the schedule and start marking off how many wins they'll wind up with, but I think that's a trap. You can't take any nights off in the NBA, and you've got to stay in the moment. And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
And with Harrell, you can see how his energy spreads to the rest of the team.
Reminds me a bit of what Fareed used to bring the teams. Harrell is also undersized, but boy, he makes up for it in so many ways.
1:31 left to play in the third. Pass to Covington. 6 to shoot. Back to Favors. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Porzingis trying to get free. Griffin's shot is off. Suns trail by 7. And here Here's Warren for three. Favors with the rebound. Favors got 6 rebounds in the game. It's Covington on the wing. He's covered by Warren. Covington passes to Griffin. Back to Covington. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by the Suns. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. And Dragic has it in the corner. Inside, Middleton. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Middleton's got 7 points here in this quarter.
That was really a platinum-level effort from Middleton. I mean, crafty in how he carved out room for himself on the interior.
Now here's Griffin. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Goran Dragic. The Spurs shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
And the pass to Middleton. Nice D from Porzingis. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Hey, that was a high-level pass no matter what position it came from. But it does make it stand out a little more when it's made by the big fella.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got Favors. Rudy Gay is out there with Griffin. And there's Porzingis. And it's Covington in at the 3, the small forward. Shot clock at 5. Here's Whiteside. Good work there as it goes. Whiteside's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Suns. Gay against Middleton. Gay kicks to Griffin. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Spurs lead by 7.
Unselfishness always admirable in a basketball player, and Covington consistent at giving it up when one of his teammates is open.
Warren with the ball. Now Covington defending. Fires from 18, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Down low, here's Porzingis, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. They get Hassan Whiteside.
You know, all that size and length there. When Porzingis is using his body like this, I mean, it forces the defense to be aggressive.
Suns trail by 7. Passes it to Middleton. Teardrop shot. Tries again, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
The athleticism of Middleton puts defenders in a rough spot. I mean, sometimes you just have to whack him and hope he misses the shot.
And that one falls for Middleton. He's perfect from the line this time.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
And it's Dragic with the ball for the Phoenix Suns. They trail by 7. And yes, it's good.
And challenging the bigger defender coming through in the biggest moment.
Well, this guy is always in attack mode, very aggressive. Some players might kick it out there, not him. He's going right to the bucket.
And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, and you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
Pass to Middleton. And the rejection by Favors. And oh, here we go. Gay's got it, the fast break chance. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
You know, over the years, Gay has added a lot of different wrinkles to his offensive game. He's really now a very versatile scorer.
Here's Middleton. Harrell trying to free himself up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Middleton hits them both.
And Middleton, the former second-round pick now, has put a lot of work in on his game. I mean, a ton of work. Really carving out a nice spot in the league as a result of his hard work.
Griffin the bounce pass. Outside Covington. Out of bounds. Will go to the Suns.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Suns trail by 7.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
It doesn't look good, even with a quick bucket here.
Money! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
You can really see Middleton now starting to emerge as a leader for this team. Whenever they're looking for an important basket, he provides it.
Here's Griffin. High quality look, and he sinks it.
Timeout.
And the Spurs lead by 7.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Timeout called. The Suns. They're behind by 7. 46 seconds left in the 4th quarter. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Rudy Gay.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during the last break, I heard Monty Williams talking with his team. He told them they have to pick it up. He said there's no time like the present, fellas. Embrace the moment, and let's take back this game. We'll see what they can do, Kevin.
No good from Dragic.
Hey, you know, I like the competitive spirit, but when you look at it, I think he rushed that 3 a little bit because he was trying to get back at his opponent.
Now Porzingis. And so it's San Antonio, easily taking this one. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks.